The #1 Sparrow in all of Apex is insane. He's a top ranked grinder, being an ex-#1 Apex Predator, and a massive kill grinder, having held #1 on 3 different legends. Today, he's here to share with you his gameplay, stats, super interesting settings, along with his biggest tips and tricks for the brand new legend, Sparrow. Hell, we might even ask him for his biggest ranked grinding and just kill grinding tips in general. Let's do it.
Y'all, I so red I can't see what's real. Roll me up a blunt.
So who's our ex-#1 Pred / massive kill grinder and now #1 Sparrow? Well, let's forget that. At the time of recording this video, he had 5,000 kills on Sparrow, about 800 a day since he came out, and by the time you're watching this, he's probably closer to 10,000. Here's a screenshot of the leaderboard to show you that he is #1, because there is another player that he's going back and forth with, swapping #1 and #2 places consistently. Which brings me to forget that socials. If you guys want to watch that ranked grind and him stay #1 Sparrow, go check him out on all his socials, from his Twitch to his YouTube and everything else. But without further ado, let's go talk to our ex-#1 Pred, ex-#1 Vantage, Catalyst, Seer, and now #1 Sparrow. Alright, well, Sparrow, how many Sparrow kills do you get in a day?
So my goal is 40,000. I'm going to be streaming 95% of it. I just don't stream right when I first wake up. So I've been going for 500 a day, but with this new time to kill change, I've been sometimes getting 600, 700. I've been streaming. But to be fair, I'm playing like 12 hours. So I am playing a lot, but roughly 600 a day.
Okay, nice. And you said 40,000's your goal?
That is the goal, but right now we're kind of crushing it, and we'll see. I might go for more, or we might just go for 40K. Not too sure yet.
I vibe that. On average, how many 20 bombs and 4Ks would you get a day?
About 1 per hour. So if I'm streaming 12 hours, about 12. And then 4Ks, not that many, just because I'm kind of just running and gunning, and I'm not really farming any damage. But now that I have the Nemi reactive skin, probably a few more. Probably only like 4Ks compared to the 20s, just because.
Okay, well, looking at Sparrow himself, perk-wise, what do you think are the best level 2 or blue perks, and why?
So 100%, I get both left perks no matter what. The speed boost perk on the blue perk is, in my opinion, the best blue perk in the game. If you throw your tracker dart and you just look at them and start running their way, you get a speed boost, so you can catch up to Ashes, Revs, Pathies. It even works on knockdown players, so if you throw it on a knockdown player, then you can take your 1v1 with a Bangalore double time movement speed boost. It's really strong, and I think it's probably one of the best perks or the best things about his kit. I utilize it in almost every single fight I can. It also, if you throw it on a Mirage and then the Mirage ults, it'll show you the real one, but not if you do it after.
Oh, okay, because it has the little symbol that comes up on it, so it shows you which one it is. Yep. Okay, nice.
But if he does it if he does it before then you throw it, it'll scan all of them. But if you throw it before he ults, then it'll show you the real clone when he ults.
Okay, that makes sense. Nice. I swear Mirage always gets nerfed with things like that.
Yeah,
it's by accident.
Always has the rough.
Yep, literally. Okay, well, what about the the level 3 perks, the purple ones? So you go left
So the
again?
life steal is really busted. So his ultimate does 20 damage per second to everyone in the area, and it destroys doors, knockdown shields, everything's getting destroyed. The life steal gives you 20 health or shields per second, depending on what you're missing. But if it's ticking 2 players, 40 per second, 3 players, 60. It's really dumb. That's probably the thing I'll see them nerfing first, just because if everyone's stacked on top of each other, the amount of HP that you can get back is crazy. And also right now, there's a little bit of a glitch going on, kind of similar to Catalyst spikes, where if you just kind of camp inside the ultimate, they can't hit you even if they're shooting directly at you, because it's hitting the ultimate hitbox, which I believe is exactly 550 HP or 500.
It's a lot of HP. It's an absurd amount.
So it's not even really worth it to shoot it unless you and your teammates both shoot it.
For the right side on both those perks, you'd never choose the right side, the extra traps and the splitting your ult into 3 smaller? No?
Never. So the purple one, it charges, it fires fewer pulses, so I don't think it's worth it. Maybe it is if you're trying to use it as bait to scare people. I've never really used it just because I like being able to get all my HP back, and I truthfully believe that the speed boost perk is the best thing ever for a recon, to have movement speed 24/7 in a fight, to keep up with all the movement on the game. It's phenomenal perk. I hope they don't nerf that one.
That's fair completely. And one of his passives where he can scan beacons from a distance. Do you love that?
Yes, all the time. So that's definitely made the kill grinding more efficient. Just being able to run around and scan the beacons with your tactical, it really helps. And a little tip is that it's an AoE radius, so you don't have to exactly hit the beacon. You just have to hit around it, so you can just aim at the ground or at the wall. It's like a circle radius. So some walls it won't work, but you don't even have to go all the way up to it. You can just hit the wall around it or the floor around it, and it'll scan it.
Oh, okay, cool. That's nuts. I didn't know that. Yeah, I heard some people on I think it was his Watson on Twitter was saying as well. Not only is it good for just knowing where people are to kill grind, but if you like ranked grind or even in comp play, you just know exactly how to rotate, where to go, whether you want to fight, whether you want to rotate safe. It just gives you all the information.
Doesn't waste any time. All the other recons have to go up and individually scan it besides Crypto, but I mean he still has to be in his drone, so it's really efficient. It takes no time at all. It's great.
Yeah, definitely. All right, well, overall, for him as a legend, what do you think is the best playstyle for him?
Very aggressive, so I would view him as more of a fragging character with some recon abilities. Being able to take different angles, it's kind of similar to like when Rev would climb, but you can do that 24/7. So he has obviously his double jump, but then he has his wall double jump, and you can combo that and get angles very quickly. And we all know Apex has bad audio, so a lot of times when you're doing the double jumps, I can't tell you how many times I've double jumped onto height, and I've been able to just mag somebody in the back because they're not paying attention. A lot of people don't understand it. So his double jump has a 2-second cooldown, but the cooldown doesn't start until your feet land on something. So if you're trying to climb up something, you can double jump and just try to land on anything that your feet can touch the ground, and you can double jump up there.
It actually resets off a mantle as well. So if you mantle something, it'll reset the cooldown as well. Okay, well, I'm going to assume you think he's a little bit OP, a little bit too strong. Do you think that?
For sure. But I also think that Ash has changed our perspective of what's overpowered and what's not. So,
but before Forget That expands there, telling us how he would nerf Sparrow, along with giving us his biggest tips and tricks for the legend, let's have a look at his stats, because they're insane. First up, his overall stats. He has 53,000 games played. That's a hell of a lot, and just over 10,000 wins, meaning he wins about 20% of his games, which is pretty good. Overall, he has 60 million damage, 1,100 average ADR with 280,000 kills and a 6.5 KD. Pretty good stats. Along with this, his career highest kills is 31 and longest ever win streak is 9. Now, jumping over to the current season, his obvious #1 Sparrow grind. He's so far got almost 600 games played. That's a lot of games. He has 170 wins in total, almost 1 million damage, where he's averaging about 1,500 damage a game, almost at 5,000 kills in this screenshot, although in reality right now, at the time you're seeing this video, he's probably closer to 8,000 kills in total. He's got an 11 KD. Pretty goddamn high. 28 being his highest kills for the season. He's got a 5 win streak. Some pretty goddamn good stats, not gonna lie. Okay, well, I'm gonna assume you think he's a little bit OP, a little bit too strong. Do you think that?
If Sparrow would have came out before Ash, I think a lot of people would think he's one of the most OP characters this game has seen. But I just think that the Tracer-like movement on Ash has kind of changed people's mind about what's OP and what's not.
I think that's very fair as well. I think it's kind of showing that Respawn are going in the direction of having legends to be stronger and to be more powerful. So maybe they're not as OP as we think just because we're not used to it. That's just the direction they're trying to take the game, into being faster paced and stronger. I think the issue is, though, that they're leaving other legends behind.
I completely agree. I like the direction they're doing of making more things overpowered, but they can't leave all these characters behind. Like you talked about, the controller legends, us being controller legend mains, maining Watson and Catalyst. I mean, they feel very left behind. I believe that every recon character is in a horrible situation besides Sparrow, and I feel like there's a lot of characters being left behind. I do like how a new character has come out and actually been relevant on release. I believe that Ballistic, Alter, and Newcastle were all kind of not in good spots when they came out. They all had to receive a lot of buffs for them to be relevant on their release. I think there are some nerfs that Sparrow could get. I think right now in pubs, I would probably give him S tier. I do think he is a top 5 character in pubs. Right now, he's very strong. I can't comment on ranked because I haven't played him, but I did see his Watson say I think top 5 in ranked right now.
Yeah, and after scrims today as well, a lot of the pro teams are saying he's like a top legend even for comp as well.
So I mean, maybe that feeling will go into rank as well. I do think that there are some staple characters in ranked right now with like Alter and Ashe. So maybe he's the third character that's going to be fitting in. I'm just not too sure because I haven't played rank.
No, that's completely fair. Okay, well, if you had to nerf him even just a little bit, where would you look at nerfing him? And how would you do it? Yeah.
Those double jump, I believe, is 2 seconds or 1.5. I'm not entirely sure on the exact time. They should definitely make that 3. I don't think 2 seconds is enough because it's very spammy in a fight. So they can make that 3 seconds instead of 2. The ultimate HP could be reduced to 400 instead of 550 or however much we can test. Just a little bit of a nerf on the HP. The life steal is right now is 100%. I don't know if that's a healthy approach for the game, especially in ranked when everyone's kind of stacked up on top of each other in small zones. So maybe they make the life steal 50% instead of 100, or I'm not too sure. Or they nerf the damage of the ultimate to 15 per second instead of 20. Because his ultimate is better than Caustical and Conduital and every other ultimate, kind of for no reason. So I'm not too sure if they're gonna. I could definitely see them nerfing his ultimate a little bit and his double jump cooldown to 1 more second instead of 2 seconds, so 3 seconds in total. I just hope they don't nerf the blue passive. That's my favorite. That is my favorite. It is so nice being able to catch up to every other movement legend and just. You can literally proc it in every single fight almost. It's great.
Yeah, no, it's super strong. Best weapons. What do you think are the best weapons to run on Sparrow? Obviously, that's going to play into the playstyle, but are there any weapons that are particularly good on him?
So I love being a kangaroo and bunny hopping around, just being like a trampoline gameplay style. So any gun that's really good for shooting people while you're kind of air strafing or in the air. So anything with a laser sight, R9 is really good. I really like the R9 on him. That's probably the main gun I use. The L-Star is phenomenal because of how big the bullets are even after the nerf. A lot of bullets hit mid-air while you're jumping around. Obviously, you could use the P20s. I try not to just because, but you could. They're definitely really good on him just because of the accuracy while jumping around or in the air. Honestly, it's kind of just the same loadout I would normally run on another character, but just keep in mind to really fully utilize this character, you want to get good sprays while you're kind of in the air. So anything that would be relevant on Horizon really would be relevant on him.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Counter-wise, are there any legends that counter Sparrow really well?
I would definitely say Ashe, because when you get tacked and you can't double jump, it feels very rough. I mean, you can a little bit, but it's definitely cut in half, and you kind of have the same problem where every other legend has where you're kind of just not able to move.
Yeah, makes sense. Apart from that, though, is there really any others? I can't personally think of any.
Not really. I don't really think he has much counterplay besides another Sparrow. So, I mean, if it's very hard to keep up with him if you do it correctly. So what I've been doing recently is after I get a knock or I realize I'm getting chased, I wait for them to fall down, and then you do your wall jump into a double jump. And most characters cannot really efficiently chase you. With Horizon not being a meta right now, and people playing more of Ashe and Ballistic, it's kind of hard to keep up with a Sparrow doing all of those maneuvers. So
No, okay, fair. Okay, well, here's the big question. For Sparrow, so far, what would your biggest 3 tips and tricks be? They can be basic, simple things, or they can be, more complicated, advanced tips, but what would your biggest tips for anyone be for Sparrow at the moment?
So utilize the hunt target passive. I believe it's by far the best thing about him. So you have 3 tracker darts, I believe, off rip without the perk. And if somebody's running away from you, you throw the tracker dart in front of them where you think they're going to run to. That way you proc the speed boost, and then you can immediately catch up to them. Even though it takes 10 HP to break, if you kind of throw them in a triangle format, it's not very common that people are going to take time to break them. And just utilizing that speed boost as much as you can, it's very, very strong. It's like a Bangalore double time or a Conduit speed boost every time in a fight for free with no downsides. Sorry, Octane mains. I feel your pain. And it's very strong. It's very strong. I think just utilize that blue speed boost perk. It's perfect. The second thing I would definitely try to recommend is don't waste your ultimate. So I see a lot of Sparrows just chucking their ultimates. Try to save it. It is the purple perk literally says life siphon. So if you are in a 1v2 situation and your teammate goes down and you're getting double swung or even triple swung in squads and you have no way to defend yourself, just like any other character, you're probably going to die. if you have an ultimate that gives you HP or shields back, that can completely change the fight and turn the fight around. There's definitely a little bit of an exploit going on right now where the hitbox of his ultimate is eating up too much damage and you're not able to shoot sparrows that ult right on top of their body or their feet. So you can utilize that right now. So just ult on your feet and just kind of like try to bat or LOS your ultimate and kind of bait people into your ultimate. So if you play low ground and there's a duo that's going to drop on you, ult your feet, get to a wall or anywhere where you can double jump to buy yourself some time. The ultimate has about 2 seconds before it starts doing damage roughly. So just keep that in mind that it doesn't start doing damage for about 1 to 2 seconds. And just try to bait people into the ultimate because the radius of that ultimate is pretty fat. And if they jump right on top of you and then you ult your feet and double jump,
Not gonna lie.
you're going to be able to catch a lot of people off guard.
Yeah, that's fair. Makes a lot of sense. Any other tips for him, or do you think that's about it?
Utilize your double jump a lot right now. Utilize that there's not that much sound cues. Try to take advantage of that. Get angles. Be aggressive with him. Throw your tracker darts where you think people are going to be at. This game has a lot of bad audio issues. So let's say you're at streamer building on World's Edge. Throw one at the top of the roof on the zip line. Maybe throw one on the stairs and just try your best to put it in spots where you think people are going to come from. That way you don't have any problems with this game having bad audio issues, because if you have 3 darts and you're able to get intel from that, it really helps out with all that going on.
Yeah, makes sense. I feel like his darts are really strong and really slept on to an extent. Like your ability just to like shoot them into a fight, shoot them into a building, around a corner to cover areas for you is nuts. Because like the information it gives you, whether they break it so you know where they are, or whether it actually tracks them so you have vision of them, like knowledge is, like vision is everything. Knowledge is everything, knowing where they are. It gives you so much.
The last thing I would like to add, because it could be a little bit confusing for people new to Sparrow, is his scans are not like any other scan character. So when you throw your dart, if they don't break it in 2 seconds, they get tracked. And it's like a little fairy trail, it's like a blue and pink mist trail behind them. And that mist is where they are and where they're going, and it could be a little bit confusing at first. And then for your blue passive to proc, you just have to look towards that. You'll get a little marker, and then you'll get your speed boost. That speed boost gives you a lot of momentum into your double jump, and you can really counter a lot of players and catch them off guard. The last tip I kind of want to add is he's not like Ashe, where you just want to double jump in someone's face in a straight line. You want to jump over them or to the side of their camera. So if you just run at somebody
I can't help you, yeah.
and then you jump forward, you're going to get killed immediately almost every time. It's not like Ashe. You want to kind of try to jump over them or do more of a rotation around them so it's harder for them to track, and that way you get your rotational aim assist if you're on controller as well.
Yeah, definitely, because his movement, his double jump is a much more trackable motion compared to Ashe's just random, like, unpredictable one. Definitely, yeah.
But if you guys are like neck and neck and you jump over them, it's much harder to track. But if you are closer to them or running at them and you double jump, it's not going to give you the momentum that you would want, which is why you want to utilize, again, that speed boost. Trust me, once you start utilizing that, you'll realize how strong this character is, I promise.
Most definitely. Okay, well, what do you think are the best legends to combo with him? So I know at the moment you're kill grinding largely, so you play with a lot of support legends like Lifeline, but what legends do you think would be the best to combo with him overall?
So, someone that can keep up with him. So, obviously Ashe is really strong, and Ballistic is really strong. We kind of know those just because that's the meta ranked right now. But I would say some underrated ones would be Revenant, because Revenant can also climb to height and doesn't make a lot of audio. I would say Pathfinder right now with his zipline buffs would be nice. I know a lot of people aren't playing support right now, but if you do want to help out your Sparrow, Conduit's really good right now. She got a little buff where her shields recharge faster than they used to. And if your Sparrow is jumping around in the air and has a Conduit Q on them, the amount of, like, the combination of that reminds me a lot of Pathfinder and Revenant with Conduit back in the day. And, well, not back in the day, about last year. And it's a very similar synergy. It's really strong.
Yeah, no, 100%, it definitely is. Okay, if you had to rank him on a tier list of all the legends at the moment, where would you put him on the tier list? You know, obviously, you know, S has been the best, you know, A, B, C, D, going downwards. Where would you rank him?
So Ashe Alter and Ballistic have received 0 nerfs. I mean, I know Ash doesn't have her Death Box passive, but whatever. And so she's still the same. I want to put him top 5 right now. I think he's S. I don't, at least in pubs. He has a lot of movement. He has a lot of high taking capabilities, a lot of angles, a strong ultimate, a strong passive, strong perks, a good hitbox. I would rate him S tier once you start utilizing all of his kit. There's nothing, he has no downsides about any of his kit. Everything is good. I would give him S tier and maybe A tier if you want to be harsh, but I think he's S.
Yeah, I agree completely. Okay, well, if he was to get an heirloom, what do you think it'll be? Obviously, you're one of the main players for him at the moment. You played with him a lot. What kind of heirloom would suit him well? Any ideas?
Something fancy. He's got a lot of swag. I'm not too sure.
I vibe that though. I feel like the fancy though. I agree with that. It'd be something fancy, definitely. Something expensive.
Something super duper expensive and fancy. I'm not too sure though. I want to say like something original, like a cool crossbow or something, but that sounds too basic of an answer. So I'm not sure if they could make like a really advanced tracker dart or something, or I'm not too sure because he has to be able to hold it in his hand for the animations. I don't know. It's a tough answer. I'm not too sure.
That's all good. That's all good. Okay, well... Oh, favorite skin. Is the favorite skin the one you have on your banner, or do you have a favorite skin for him?
I like this one a lot, because he reminds me of Dante from Devil May Cry. I like this one.
Oh, I vibe that. Okay, well, what about yourself? So, obviously in the past, you have been #1 Catalyst, #1... What other legend was it, sorry?
Seer, Vantage, and Catalyst.
Seer, that's right. #1 Seer, Vantage. Yeah, oh my god, 3 legends. And you've been #1 Pred, plus, you know, you've been, I think, 15th and 13th Pred as well. So your goal here with Sparrow is to get 40k this season, potentially more. Do you plan on holding #1 for longer than this season? Do you plan on just holding it for this season? Do you have any plans to go back to ranked? What are your plans?
So 40k on him this season, streaming all of it. Then going for top 5 Pred next season, only using Sparrow, so that way I can like get a really full grasp on his character potential and just his kit and just everything. I just want to be able to like utilize them in all aspects of the game, so it should be a lot of fun.
No, I vibe that completely. That sounds awesome.
I think this might be the most OP character I've played on a launch character, for me personally.
Did you play Seer on launch?
I did not.
Okay, that makes sense then, yes.
But just being able to have movement in my fights in pubs has been great, coming from Catalyst and Seer and Vantage. Not being able to have movement in pubs has definitely been able to hinder me, but having a lot of movement in a meta like this with the time to kill, he's definitely been probably some of my most fun I've had.
Okay, well, back to tips, but a little bit different on tips this time. If you had to give tips to a new grinder coming, whether they were a kill grinder, whether they were a ranked grinder, do you have any tips for grinding? Maybe it's the best way to get kills or the best way to get, you know, to do long sessions when grinding. Do you have any tips for people?
All right, I'll give all the unbiased tips. So right now, I'm playing with people that don't really care about kills. No, I'm not doing feeding. Play with people that aren't too kill hungry, that are just there for a good time. Like, whenever I'm playing with my girlfriend, she kind of just is vibing and just playing. She doesn't mind that I'm getting a majority of the kills. She's just kind of there for the vibes and just to have fun. If you're playing with someone that's actively kill hungry and getting a lot of kills, you're not going to get as many kills as you would be if you're just playing with someone who's just kind of trying to chill, or potentially just even win grinding. So you guys can just, if they're just there for win grinding and they don't care too much about the kills, that would be perfect because they care about the win, you care about the kills, that would be great. Just really utilize his passives, a lot of scanning and just being able to third party more. This time to kill has really amplified the amount of kills you can get per hour, and he has a lot of potential to just have perfect rotations and just knowing where everybody is at all times. He's a great kill grinding character. Just try to be efficient, loot faster, third party faster, move faster, get your rotations down, and just try your best to actively just get comfortable on playing him at a high level. For rank, I haven't played ranked on him, but I did do a solo to masters last season. So I have a little bit of experience here on what I could say for solo queuing. Is try to play off your teammates to the point where it's not going to get you killed, but where you can be a good teammate. Play a character that helps you get a reset, like a Revenant, Alter, Ashe, Loba, a good character for movement potential and carrying potential. But a tip I don't see people give much is get value off your teammates. When you're solo queuing, you're not going to get the best teammates all the time. We all know this. But if your teammate is getting shot at by somebody, capitalize on them taking damage and you not taking damage, and get angles and try to capitalize on them getting shot at and get a free knock on that, or just maybe get different spacing or off that, because even if they're bad, if they're taking damage, that allows you to open up and make some plays. And not all teammates are bad. If some teammates might be bad, but they might just be like you where they're solo queuing and the games go good. Don't have an ego. If you got good teammates and you had a good game, add them, message them. Don't be afraid to ask. You might as well. A lot of times people have a decent game and they'll say GG, see you later, or they won't even talk. You might as well just add them and message them and see if they want to run it back. There's no harm in that.
Yeah, no, 100%. He's not wrong at all. That's how I met some people I still play Apex with today. And now finally, as promised, here are his settings. And there we go, that's everything. So make sure you guys drop a follow to forget that on all his socials again. Go check out his grind as he's live streaming it all. And a big thank you to you guys all for watching and sticking around to the end if you did get here. Much love. I'll see you guys again soon. There is an absurd amount of videos coming out soon.